A former priest accused of sexual abuse speaks publicly for the first time. Why, he says, he changed his name.
I joined an order, and the common thing is you take a name in the order. So I became Father Peter.
A flaming wall falls, but a firefighter survives, proof of the dangers that come with saving lives. Texas feels the burn. Hot off a New Hampshire win, Bernie Sanders comes to North Texas for a big rally tonight. Spicy ketchup, patty melts, and wedding vows. The most Texas way to get hitched this Valentine's Day. Freezing cold, pouring rain. It's all over.
I got a pocket full of sunshine. I got a love and I know that it's all mine.
We're in for a sunny Valentine's weekend. Live from South Victory, we start with your forecast from Pete Delkus.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Pete Delkus. It has been a beautiful day. I know it's been on the chilly side, but as you take a look at what's happening outside right now, the clear skies we've had today, we will keep clear skies as we head through tonight. I have no rain in my forecast tonight. I have no rain in my forecast for the weekend. Temps right now are cool. It's either in the upper 40s or lower 50s across North Texas. And here is your Valentine's evening planning forecast. Nice night tonight. Bundle up. It's a snuggle alert tonight. Oh yeah, you'll need that. It's going to be a chilly one tonight, but I do have warmer temps in the forecast. Temperatures fall by the midnight hour to about 40 degrees. Wait until you see the nice warm up on the way. I'll detail that. I'm also talking rain. I'm talking widespread rain. I'll tell you when it will arrive. 10-day outlook coming up.
He betrayed the trust of Catholic families in Dallas, and now we know a former priest is going to stay in jail. Richard Brown is accused of sexually abusing a little girl in the 1980s.
Last year, he was named in a list of accused priests, but had moved out of state under a different name. Rebecca Lopez was in the courtroom today where Brown claims that name change was not intended to hide from police.
Former Catholic priest Richard Brown, who is accused of raping a child, tried to get out of jail today by asking a judge to lower his bond. Visiting Judge Mike Snipes said he was concerned the priest might flee. When he was arrested, Brown was living under a different name, going by Father Pete.
Which to me is an indication that you were trying to disguise your real identity, which then to me I infer that means you're a flight risk.
For the first time, we heard the former priest in court explaining why he changed his name.
I joined an order, and the common thing is you take a name in the order. So I became Father Peter.
His lawyer says changing names is common in the Catholic Church.
It would be deceptive to say he changed his name to hide his identity. He changes his name because that is what you do when you become a member of a religious order.
Brown's lawyer wanted his bond lowered from $100,000 to $25,000. Judge Snipes says he was actually going to raise the bond, but left it the same, and told Brown if he posts bail and gets out, he'll make him wear an ankle monitor. His lawyer said Brown is frail and needs to be in a hospital, not tracked by GPS.
He is in ailing health. He is 78 years old. He has not been well.
Brown is accused of raping a little girl back in the 1980s, but is also suspected in more cases. Attorney Tahara Khan Merritt represents one of the other victims.
What they've done for decades now is hiding this predator and allowing him to continue on, moving him from parish to parish.
Judge Snipes says Brown's place for now is in jail and won't consider lowering bond unless his attorney can prove he needs to be in a medical facility. In Dallas, I'm Rebecca Lopez.
Well, if this video doesn't leave you speechless, take a look at that burning wall collapsing on top of a Dallas fire captain. It happened early this morning near Walnut Hill and Harry Hines. Now, we hear a lot about the danger firefighters face every day, but this proves every second they're on the scene, they're putting their lives at risk. Dallas fire rescue officials tell us Fire Captain Ronald Yannick is eventually expected to be okay. I mean, you saw him crawling out of that wreckage. Captain Yannick suffered some minor burns and pretty bad damage to his back, and he's in the hospital right now. We'll be rooting for you, sir.
Well, right now, Bernie Sanders hopes Texas is feeling the burn. Hundreds of supporters are anxiously waiting for the doors to open for his big rally tonight in Mesquite. Our Teresa Woodard is there, and we'll have a full recap at 10. You know, Texas is one of more than a dozen states voting on Super Tuesday, March 3rd. It's just a couple of weeks away. Earlier today, Sanders held 2 rallies in North Carolina.
Noon tonight, American Airlines is extending its cancellations for the 737 MAX jets. Just a few hours ago, the Fort Worth-based airline announced it's pulling the jets from service until August 17th. That means American will cancel about 140 flights per day. Now, just yesterday, Dallas-based Southwest pulled the MAX 8 from service until August 10th. The planes have been grounded since 2 deadly crashes overseas. Boy, I got to say, the flu season in North Texas just keeps getting worse. Today, Dallas County reported its 17th death related to the flu. The patient was 54 years old and had some underlying medical conditions. We want to remind you, it's not too late to get vaccinated, and you can get a free flu shot at any Dallas County immunization clinic. Here's another question. Are you a donor, as in on an official list like the bone marrow registry?
Kevin Reese has a story that shows why you should, because on this Valentine's Day, what better way to show your love for a stranger than to save their life?
His name is Aksaj, and he will show you his piano skills if you ask, and then his family will also give you a verse or two of his remarkable story.
I felt like the earth underneath my legs was pulled off.
Because 3 years ago, doctors told them he had leukemia. After chemo, he would need a bone marrow transplant, but no one in his family matched. But across town, out of all places, a cancer center in Fort Worth, one of those remarkable things happened.
Okay.
Her name is Dr. Prasanthi Ganesa, and years ago, as a medical student in College Station,
Texas A&M, gig 'em.
she and a few friends decided to join the bone marrow registry.
Really without thinking about it until I got the call.
Got the call that she was a match. 2 immigrant families from the same region of southern India had found each other in the bone marrow database and were living in North Texas just a few miles away from each other.
It was just a surprise. It was a delightful surprise.
8.5.
So you already know the happy ending. After transplants from 2 donors, Aksaj is healthy again. But he wanted to meet his hero, to say,
Thank you for saving my life.
This is a cool Friday, right?
So Friday morning at Children's Medical Center in Dallas, in a room all dressed up for Valentine's Day, they celebrated National Donor Day, too.
Hey, buddy. How are you? Oh, my goodness.
Definitely is on the list of one of my happiest and proudest moments in my life. You know what this means, right? We're gonna have to be friends forever.
Being on the registry is easy. All it takes is a swab of saliva, and minority donors are needed the most.
Thank you.
With the gift of a bracelet and a
Well,
card,
how wonderful is this? Oh.
Aksaj told his donor he now considers her his godmother.
Very thankful because I still alive.
So I'm so grateful that I've had that opportunity.
Because she says she feels like she received more than she gave,
Give each other a hug.
and that by being a donor,
Go back.
just maybe, got an even bigger family, too. In Dallas, I'm Kevin Reese.
From one child fighting a critical illness to another, a surprise for a 7-year-old fighting a tough battle. Next at 6, the special moment that made this brave little Dallas girl smile so big.
Luka-mania has arrived in Chicago for NBA All-Star Weekend, and today a special moment between Luka and one of his fans. We'll share it with you coming up.
And how do you feel about Valentine's Day? Our live poll is now open.
And we have a story about the most Texan way to celebrate your love. You don't want to miss it in about 5 minutes. And now here's your travel forecast. Mesquite police have arrested the men they say scammed a Vietnam veteran out of thousands of dollars. Police say this guy, Joshua Bell, convinced the veteran to spend $17,000 to repair her roof. But he never did the work. He is currently being held without bond.
A lot of tough stories today. Here's one that may make you smile. One little girl had a very special day in Highland Park.
Hadley Daniel is just 7 years old, but she is fighting more than you can possibly imagine. She was diagnosed with leukemia a few years ago, and she's never given up.
I tell her all the time she's the strongest little girl I know. She's my hero, always will be. She never quits. She keeps on and on.
Today, the Make-A-Wish Foundation surprised the Daniel family with a trip to Disney. Look at that smile. The goal is to continue to fill Hadley and her family with fuel, inspiration, and hope.
I know we'll all be rooting for her here. Okay, I've been waiting to say this all afternoon. What a day inside a Whataburger.
What a cheese ball.
The very Texas way to spend Valentine's. Keep voting at WFAA.com/vote now. Do you love Valentine's Day? or hate it? I already know she's going to vote.
I don't hate it. It's just not my favorite holiday. Well, love was definitely in the air today at a Texas favorite. Lauren Zakalik went to Whataburger and witnessed something special you'll only see in the Lone Star State.
A place close to most Texans' hearts was transformed Friday.
We got cake, the flowers, the photos.
Into a true chapel of love.
It's all about love. Today's all about love.
As the lunch crowd lingered on a Friday afternoon, this North Fort Worth Whataburger ramped up the romance.
It's what a wedding day, yes!
Across the state, 3,000 couples vied for the chance to get married at Whataburger on Valentine's Day. Amy Moss and Xander Leatherwood.
And then it all became real whenever I put on the Whataburger bow tie.
Were one of 6 winning couples.
And I was like, oh my gosh. I'm getting married at Whataburger right now.
Swapping Valentine's red and pink for Whataburger white and orange. The bridal party and the groom gathered and watched as Amy's boys walked her into Whataburger.
Welcome, family, friends, loved ones.
A ceremony mixed with love.
There's no doubt that God has had his hand on us the entire time.
And a taste of the Texas tradition.
I promise to nurture your dreams and to help you reach them. I promise to always lick the mustard off of your sweet and spicy.
Unsuspecting customers looking on at all the love.
The power vested in me by the state of Texas and Whataburger, home of the, you know what, never mind. I pronounce you husband and wife. Xander, you may now kiss your bride.
Xander, whose friends call him Whataburger, and Amy say their first date ended here, and now their marriage begins here.
I get to celebrate this new love here at my, first love.
At your first love.
In North Fort Worth, I'm Lauren Zakalik.
What a story and what a wedding.
You know,
what a wedding.
In our vows, Jackie never vowed to lick the mustard off of my sweet and spicy. She didn't do that. I mean, that's what she said.
It's a family show, guys. Okay, how do you feel about Valentine's Day? Oh my gosh, look at these numbers, y'all. This says so much.
Wow, that's interesting.
It's like, which is it? Which is it? 51% of you say you love it. 49% say you hate it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I get it. Totally. We should show love every day of the year, not just on one day.
Yeah, we shouldn't just need a holiday to show it, right,
No.
Cynthia?
No.
How do you feel about it?
He loves it.
Less.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Although, yeah, I'm kind of, it's nice, but you know.
People always think it's like for married people, but man, when you're married, what do you care about Valentine's Day for?
Yeah.
They're giving us the hard
man, I
rap,
hope
guys.
Marcy's not watching that. Let me save him from himself. 50 degrees. And next weekend will be dry too. This weekend's nice, and next weekend will be pretty nice.
Well, unfortunately, not quite so warm and sunny out in Chicago, where Jonah Javad is covering the All-Star game.
What a day it was, Jonah.
Yeah, I'm like a kid in a candy shop right here. You asked me to cover hoops. I'll cover hoops for you. We are, folks, I was telling my buddy the other night, this might be the most exciting Rising Stars game we've seen in years. Luka, Trae Young, Zion, Ja Morant. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it starts here at 8 o'clock. On the road in Chicago, I'm Jonah Javad. News 8 at 6. We'll be right back.
Yeah, we'd sure love to hear some after covering a lot of really tough stories this week.
So we are sharing your good news in hopes of making you smile.
This is a park around where she grew up, so we just thought we'd come down here and peruse around on Valentine's Day.
Life is just an exciting adventure, huh?
We really enjoy coming down to Clyde Warren Park, especially when it's beautiful. I'm happy that our daughter's visiting us for this President's Weekend. It was my husband's birthday yesterday as well.
This beautiful lady, I have to say, it is Valentine's Day. Gotta put it in.
North Texans, I hope something really good happens to you before the end of the night.
Yeah, what are your plans for Valentine's?
My family's coming here, and we're going to have pizza in the break room.
All right, I'm meeting my wife down the street and then heading back to work. So
hey, yeah.
Romance is in the air.
Amen. See y'all at 10.